What's going on, and welcome into your casual gaming news conversation for this week. I'm Nick, that's Connor, and this is your weekly gaming news podcast from Co-op 64. Light news week, Connor. Not a lot happened this week. Nothing too major. Literally, we had the conversation right before this started. What the hell's headline number one? Because there's a bunch of really good headlines this week. So it's going to be a fun podcast for sure. But first and foremost, Connor, how you doing?
Doing good. I can finally wear this shirt. I beat Metal Gear Solid 3 on Wednesday. What a thrill.
You want to challenge me for the belt right now?
No, I'm good. Excited for Extra Life tomorrow. That's going to be a lot of fun. If you're watching this on Patreon on Friday, we're going to be live tomorrow. If you're watching on Saturday, we're live right now. So come tune in. And if you're watching this after the fact, thank you so much for supporting over on Extra Life. So
yeah, can't wait. This is always a fun one where I normally around like 10:30ish, 11, I'll set up the night before. We're going to set up tomorrow morning, but normally for a charity stream for the past 5 years of my life now. This is year 5 of me participating in Extra Life. This is year 3 of us participating in Extra Life as Co-op 64. I would normally go and just like sit in the space and maybe play like a little bit of a game I like a lot. I remember playing Smash Bros. The first time around with our good buddy Josh, who was up here last week for the first Extra Life, and just like hang out in the area. You know, get excited for the 24 hours that are about to ensue. It's always a good time, but it's always a lot of fun. So like Connor said, if you're watching this after the fact, just go and shout out. Thank you so much for all the participation, all the fun that was had this entire weekend.
You told Laura that I'm only on for 12 hours.
14
for
hours.
No, 16.
Really?
Because I come back for Mario Party in the morning.
You're right. 16 hours.
Come on, give me some credit.
Give you some
Two
skin,
high fives
too.
and we're only 2 minutes in.
It's going to be a good podcast, Connor. Yeah, no, you and Brady always kill it. You guys always show up and show out. And then this is going to be a fun one. This is the first late night crew I've held down by myself in a while. I couldn't tell you the last time, but it goes back to the fact that like back in the day, 2022, I was ripping 24-hour streams like it was nobody's business. I was going solo dolo late night all the time. It's fine. I just need to remember that like I can channel that energy still, because after the weekend we just had, I'm convinced I'm a very old person at this point.
Yeah.
Everything hurts.
I think I would literally combust if I had to stay up for 24 hours straight. It would be bad.
I mean, Connor, you're welcome. We can make this a science experiment this weekend.
It wasn't actually for Co-op 64 Day. I was like, I'm going to make it the whole way. Yeah. And then it hit like 2:30 and I was like, I need to go to sleep right now.
It was so much fun. These 24-hour streams are always the highlight of my year. Like I was talking about the killer story this past Thursday stream when I beat Mario Sunshine, and like just talking through that, and it was the longest I think I've ever talked about that story on content as Co-op 64. Normally it's like a minute and a half type story. It was this was a cool thing that happened. I went for like maybe 10 to 15 minutes on this story, and everyone by the end of it was like, was that the greatest moment of your life? Like, was that the peak of your existence? And I've said like,
you need
not
to explain
really.
What this is now for the people who don't know what you're talking about.
In high school, I played drums at a music festival with the band The Killers. A headlining set in front of 20,000 people, one song. It's a great time. Held up a sign. It was a whole thing. But people were like, is that the best moment of your life? And the fun part was I was like, no, because everything that I've gotten to do with content creation provides so much more joy and satisfaction and happiness that like, it's not even close. Like doing Extra Life 2023, I think might be like my favorite stream we've ever done. That's like one of those just all-timers. Doing Co-op 64 Day this past year and announcing the Patreon and having the hype video play, and like all of a sudden the chat just flying by with just some of the nicest things I've ever seen, and the excitement of that. Like that moment to me, I will never be able to forget. So that's like the peak for me.
My greatest moment of my life is getting married.
Yeah.
Or seeing Radiohead 2 nights in a row. One or the other.
It could be 9 Inch Nails here in 2 weeks, dude. Oh, man.
Those are close. Those are right up there with each other.
For me, I think my favorite show I've ever been to at this point now is 21 Pilots last year, the day before the 50-hour Elden Ring stream. I think this week's podcast is me and Brady for Bonus Pod, a little tease for Bonus Pod. Schedule things might change, as always, but right now we have it scheduled as going through some of our favorite streams. Little teaser. I don't know where it's going to land, but that 50-hour Elden Ring stream is just legendary.
Yeah,
like that was awesome. And speaking of awesome, Patreon.com/Co-op64. You can get this show 3 days early. You can get the casual gaming conversation 3 days early. We just did episode 100. We highly recommend you check that episode out. Might be
I think
the
it's the best
episode.
episode we've ever done.
I agree. I like
Perfect timing.
literally think that it might be the GOAT. And it's just such a great conversation. And I highly recommend you tune into it. Episode 100 was amazing. Thank you for 100 episodes of the Casual Gaming Conversation. We hope to get to episode 100 of this show here in about 18 months. But yeah, you can get these shows 3 days early, and you can get a bonus episode of the Casual Gaming Conversation each and every week. We just did a Capcom preview. We played 3 games early from Capcom for some demos there. It was a great time. You want to check that out. Those are also on free feed, so check that podcast out because that's one that was so good. We just had to get that one out to everyone. And I did a Q&A recently that was an hour and a half of great yapping and a lot of fun. Death Stranding 2 spoiler cast, Donkey Kong Bonanza spoiler cast, a lot of fun. Connor, I was doing our scheduling. We're going to have a Ghost of Yote spoiler cast. How exciting is that?
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be a great time. I don't know if Brady's going to be on the review because you and I will probably beat it a little bit faster than he will.
He's slow at playing games, dude.
Oh, dude, he's really slow.
Painfully slow.
Can we just shit
Just
on
a
Brady?
busy guy.
Can we shit on Brady a little bit? I feel like me and Brady, whenever we're on the mics, we always shit on you. Or not at all. We never would do that. But like, this guy might beat like 2 video games a year, dude. Like, he is so slow.
The fact that he beat 10 last year was a miracle.
He beat like 15 last year.
Yeah.
Correction, I think that he beat like 20, like including stream stuff and everything. I think he beat like 25 games. This year, it might not be that many.
Yeah.
But no.
Has he beaten anything this year?
Yeah, he's beaten a couple things on stream.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's been the key to all this.
I was thinking like 2025 games.
He has beaten Split Fiction with me.
Okay.
Yep. But he's hanging out. He's getting through some Donkey Kong, playing a lot of Mario Kart. It's been a good time. He's good. Brady, you suck, but also you're amazing. Anyways, at the $10 tier of the Patreon, I don't know how we got there. You can get shows like Recollecting Retro, which I will tease it out now. Connor, we are doing a collecting episode for this next episode. Where did we shoot that episode?
In Los Angeles.
Yeah. Obviously, we couldn't talk about traveling out there, but now we can. And so get excited about that. We went to LA to a couple game stores and had a good time, shot some content. A lot of fun. Connor, you're about to shoot the back half of that episode after this, which is exciting. But yeah, no, go and check that out. That should be up on Saturday. So if you are excited to go and see what games Connor picked up in LA, you can go and check that episode out Saturday morning. It should be up. Also, you can get amazing shows like the Co-op 64 podcast, exclusive TikToks, and some other fun videos that we end up posting over there, having a great time on Patreon. At the highest tier, you can get your name read at the end of each and every podcast we do, alongside writing in a topic for the Co-op 64 podcast for the chance to have it be the 4th topic of our conversational podcast.
And I just want to say thank you so much for all the support on Patreon lately. It's been absolutely overwhelming and amazing. So.
Yes. Just a reminder too, if you've not moved over to Patreon and you've been on the fence for it, story number 1 is gonna be Hollow Knight, by the way. And if you want to go and have us have a amazing spoiler cast before the release of Hollow Knight Silksong in 2 weeks, we're like a dozen Patreon members away from making that happen. So we're very, very thankful for all the support over there. It's been absolutely fantastic. But just a reminder, 375 paid members, we will go and do a Hollow Knight spoiler cast. We'll post it for everyone. Well, that'll be an all-in sort of deal. The support has been truly fantastic. It has meant the world to us in the month of August. Y'all have shown up and shown out. Twitch streams. Thank you for all your support on Extra Life. This is obviously a weird one where it's the night before, but this will go up on Monday for everyone else. So we're just going to say thank you. And then Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, we're going with a new slate of video games. Connor doesn't always play on Wednesday yet. He'll figure that out when he finds the time. But we have 2 major streams happening on my stream slate and the Monday stream. Connor, what is Brady doing on Monday?
It's Liza B, baby. We got Liza P, Brady's first playthrough of that. Brady fell in love with Souls games through Bloodborne. So now he's taking the journey into Liza P with us co-piloting on Mondays.
How often in the next month are we going to be like on a podcast or shooting TikToks and we have to like guess Liza P, but we accidentally say Liza B? I'm going to guess 14 times. Can I get Liza B? Ah, shit.
I think watching Brady do this playthrough is going to convince me to play this game finally and like really dive in, because I don't think I'm going to be able to watch this and not be excited about the potential of playing along with him.
I'm going to be playing along with him. It's my thing. So for me, Monday's a weird one where like I'm going to take Monday off, like take the day away from doing work stuff. I'll shoot out a couple emails and I'll be on the Monday stream. But other than that, I'm going to make sure I relax and take care of my body after staying up for 24 hours. hours. But by like sitting and relaxing, one of those things will be I'm going to probably play the first 3 hours of Lies of P. This is a question, and you know more on this than I do. Can we sign into Brady's account on my PS5 and have his download Eliza P go, like, because he has PlayStation Plus, that's the monthly game that's here. Because I don't want him to like save over my thing. I don't know how save files work in Eliza P. You know what I'm saying? But
yes, if he is signed into your PS5 and downloads his save or whatever, or has a separate save or whatever, that should be fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think that's what we might do, because I don't want to like have it all under my account and then me lose a save or something.
Yeah, you should have two separate.
But yeah, Liza P is going to start out on Monday. That's going to be the next major game that we were playing for group stream. Get excited. It's going to be a blast. You are not going to want to miss it. And then Tuesday and Thursday, this was a Co-op 64 promise. I'm finally doing it. I'm playing one of, if not a lot of people's greatest game of all time. For the first time ever, I will be playing Ocarina of Time on the Tuesday-Thursday stream. Is this a good thing? Do you think I'm going to enjoy this one? The water temple's apparently not great. What's up with this?
I think you're going to like it less than Twilight Princess, probably. But I think you'll still like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm interested, because I thought Twilight Princess... I'm at an 8 with Twilight Princess. I think the game's great. Like, if I like review scale nowadays, the only issue is there's just a couple of those, like, choke points that I don't enjoy, that like it's too much friction, and it's not just because it's an old game, it is the level design, the temple design of those Zeldas. So I'm curious to see where it comes down with this one, but that's gonna be a great time. No matter what, I need your help getting through these Zelda games, because I don't want to look up a guide, even though I probably should have a guide up. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you so much for the support that's going to happen over there on the Tuesday, Thursday stream. And then Connor will play something on Wednesdays. We're still figuring that out as of right now.
Yeah, a lot of options. I have no clue at this moment, though.
Discord, join the Discord. Get excited for just a bunch of fun shenanigans happening in the Discord, like our community game night, which we'll host next Sunday on August 31st. It's going to be a great time.
I'm so sorry I'm going to miss that.
Yeah.
I had plans to be there, and then I bought 9 Inch Nails tickets, and I got to go to that. I'm sorry. I was looking forward to Fall Guys.
Yes.
Just absolutely tossing you guys in Fall Guys, getting a lot of crowns.
It's going to be a good time no matter what, though. And then the next one, next month, is Among Us. And guess what? I'm away for that one. It's going to be held down by Connor and Brady.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a fun time with these community game nights. It is hosted by one of the guys having fun with you over exclusively on Discord. You're not going to want to miss that. So hop in the Discord, links down in the description below. Merch, co64store.com. We should be moving over merch stores in roughly 10 days. There's some background things happening there. That was part of my week. That's been fun. So go and get excited about that. But you can still, as right now, go and get merch. And I will say this. I'm pretty sure that our new store does not have mugs. So if you want to get a mug, do it now or forever hold your peace. And then review us over on Apple Podcast, where you can go and say nice things and get the pod out to more people. And drop something in the comment section down below. If we get something wrong during this episode, let us know. We will read it out on the next episode. Connor and I just went through the previous episode. There was nothing said about anything that we got wrong. But if we get something wrong, which does happen from time to time, please call it out in the comment section, or just say something nice in there. Let me know your favorite Pokemon. Let me know your favorite Pokemon game. Let me know your favorite song on Guitar Hero. I don't know. But say something in the comment section. Helps out the algorithm a whole bunch. Connor, are you ready to get into this rockin' podcast?
Let's do it.
Headline: at long last, Hollow Knight Silksong has a release date. This is Rebecca Valentine at IGN. Team Cherry has finally reemerged with a release date for the long-awaited Hollow Knight Silksong. It's coming out on September 4th, 2025. We learned this today via a nearly 2-minute new trailer dropped by Team Cherry, which showed a ton of new footage from the game. We see Hornet exploring loads of new insectoid NPCs, dreary graveyards, swamp, a bustling city, new enemies over 200 per the trailer, new bosses over 40, an Ori-style escape sequence, and more. End quote. Connor. It's a game.
Yes. Finally, we can stop speculating on when this game is coming out and get our hands on it. And it's so soon, too. 2 weeks away. I'm stoked about this. It's not exactly coming out at the most opportune time. There's a lot of video games coming out at the end of August and all throughout September, but I'm going to try to make time for this. I really loved my time with the original Hollow Knight. I think it's a great video game. I'm itching to get back into this world, and it really does just kind of look like more Hollow Knight. And for me, that's what I'm looking for here. I think that the expectations might be a little bit out of control for this game just because of the long wait and the drawn out reveal, the way that they revealed it, where they kind of trickled that information and then went silent for a very long time and now finally gave us a release date. So I hope people just have their expectations in the right spot. I think I do. I'm excited to finally pick this up.
I'm excited. It was fun to play Hollow Knight before this reveal. Like, I played about 2 hours. This was a fun one. And we say this all the time when it comes to Call of 64 and content creation. We literally talk about this behind closed doors all the time. If somebody has an idea, do the idea. Like, let's try to make anything happen. And I was like, this type of reveal trailer legitimately feels like it's a once-in-a-lifetime reveal trailer. Like, will there ever be a game like Hollow Knight Silksong ever again when it comes to the sequel to a indie game that is 7 years long awaited and has so much hype and fever around it? The most wish listed game in on Steam. Like, that's nuts. That doesn't happen. And for it to be, once again, 7 years. And for shout out to Jason Schreier with all the quotes that have come out from his sit down with Team Cherry. Brilliant reporting work from Jason. Check that Bloomberg article out. I might even toss that one in the link like down below. Like, it is that good of a read. And if you want that for free, go to Jason's Blue Sky. That you click on it, you get a free trial. It's great. I read all of it. It's amazing. With that being said, the way that this game was made, where there is a team just being able to fully have fun with the development time on it and be able to not be stressed because of the financial success that was Hollow Knight in the first place. 15 million copies sold for Hollow Knight 1. We're talking about a team of like 4 main people and a few contractors here and there. It's like, that shit is insane to go and quantify, probably just how much like they are able to be like, yeah, let's just hang out. Like, so one of the quotes was, one of the guy lives in a 2-bedroom apartment. He's like, I kind of want to live in a 1-bedroom because I don't want to clean that much. Like, they're living very modest lives, just being able to create this game. And it's such a interesting case study, I would say, for the games industry, where you have development cycles with way too much bloat and so much cash flow just being tossed at random ideas and teams. We talk about all the time, like, does this team even want to make this live service game? Do they even want to go and work on this project? This is a team having a blast, getting this game out at finally 7 years, but it seems like they had the time of their life creating it, and for it to be, hey, 2 weeks away, great. But here's the thing, Team Cherry, I also despise you, because 2 weeks is not enough time for me to play this fucking video game. Like, I need more time. And Connor and I have talked. I might gas pedal this. I might beat Mafia in the next 2 weeks. Not Mafia. I might need to put Mafia on the back burner to beat Hollow Knight in the next 2 weeks. And I think I'm going to do that. I
have
really
Metal
do.
Gear in a week too. You're going to play that at the same time?
So I think that my plan is, as of right now, is to, this weekend's crazy, obviously, with Extra Life. I think Sunday, I'm going to go to bed for a few hours, wake up, play some basketball, get back. Try to, like, because if I sleep for 8 hours or something, my sleep schedule is going to be messed up. So I'm going to try to get for sleep for 5 or 6. Wake up, play some basketball, play some Hollow Knight, go to bed, wake up, play Lies of P the next morning for 3 hours, and then just keep playing Hollow Knight all week. And then Friday or Thursday, I believe it's Thursday, Metal Gear Solid Delta releases. Reviews are out today on it. Apparently, if you play it in the modern mode, you can just kind of fly through that game if you know what you're doing. I might go back and forth to see what's up, but I'll probably end up playing it modern. That's the big appeal for me.
Is it modern in what?
Modern in legendary, or not legendary, or legacy mode, I believe it's called, where it is the camera's fixed and it plays basically exactly like they it used to and everything. But there is now you can play it over the shoulder and line up your shots like it's a normal game. I'm probably gonna play it in the new version because that's what's new, you know.
Right.
But I think I'm going to beat that game that weekend. Apparently it takes like 10 hours to beat.
Yeah, that's how long it took me to beat.
Yeah.
And apparently they didn't change much of anything in this game, so I imagine it's the same runtime.
Yeah, well, I think it's apparently easier because when you're lining up shots top down, it's hard to go and like aim and everything compared to if you're just able to really like move and shoot and lock in and all that stuff and play like a modern video game. I think that it has got to play a little bit easier. That's what people have been saying too.
Okay.
So my thing is I'll beat it in 10 hours, which we'll review it next Sunday is the plan. Is for casual gaming conversation to be our Metal Gear Solid Delta review and maybe some other what we've been playing or questions or whatever. And then get back to Hollow Knight and play that for the next week and beat it then. Which I think is possible.
I'm gonna say that you're not gonna beat it, so then you do it. If I doubt you, you will.
You know the motivation only comes from Connor saying I won't do things.
Right.
This is a total non sequitur. I know people are locked in on like they went to the timestamp, they clicked on Hollow Knight, they're excited. Did you see the promos that I cut on Thursday stream?
I tuned in and you were actively cutting it, and then I was like, I'm gonna leave. I don't want to see this.
Was it the quiet promo or was it the loud one?
I think it was loud.
Okay. Was there music playing behind it?
I opened it in a restaurant or whatever. I was like, I wonder how stream is going. And I opened it just to, Laura was in the bathroom and I was like, let me check this real fast. And you were, it was full shot and you were with the belt, like yelling into the camera, but I couldn't hear anything.
Go to our Twitch archives. Check out Thursday's stream, the start of it. It's very funny. The reason I bring it up is obviously if you poke me the right way, I will go and play sort of any game on any timeline. But I think I'm going to beat this in time. And I really do also, with the chance that like we could hit that Patreon goal, I would like to get that. If we hit that goal before Silksong, I want that podcast shot that night basically and out the next morning. Like that's my mindset on it at this point because it's Hollow Knight season. We are officially in Hollow Knight season for the next 2 weeks. Did you hear about there's like other indie games moving the fuck out of the way because Hollow Knight is here? Like that is how monumentous this game is.
Marketing masterclass of just knowing to just shut the fuck up. If they were just sitting there trucking along, making this game, having a great old time, I feel like they could have been more transparent with the updates, been like, this is kind of what's going on. But they were like, if we just go silent, the marketing is going to do its job for us. We won't have to do any of that. And it's going to sell the game on its own. People are just feverishly excited about this video game, and if we just keep being silent, it's going to keep escalating and escalating and escalating, and that's exactly what happened.
It's the line into Prestige about just magic tricks in general. People will beg you for it. People will keep on like screaming your name for it, but the second you let them know what the trick is, you mean nothing to them. Mm-hmm. And this release date was that trick. They literally was just like, every single event will be about us if we go and just hold back information. With that being said, I do think with a September 4th release date, they could have this summer showcase season have come out on a stage and done it.
What good would that have done? Because then you have other showcases post Xbox's showcase when we thought it was going to show up, where all the comments are just Hollow Knight Silksong, Hollow Knight Silksong. It's like even if you don't know what that game is, you do now because people just keep mentioning it over and over and over again.
That's why I'm saying, like, is there ever going to be a game like this ever again? Because the other thing is, like, GTA 6 exists, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone knows that that's a bigger game. But also, like, GTA 6 isn't going to show up at an Xbox showcase. It's not going to show up at a PlayStation State of Play. It's not going to show up at a Nintendo Direct. Hollow Knight Silksong could. And so every single time there was that expectation and excitement. It's an interesting case study. Like, this is one of those, just like you said, it might be a marketing masterclass.
Even when it's not at the showcase, it all of a sudden becomes a conversation piece about that showcase because it wasn't there. It was like, well, Hollow Knight wasn't there. And it's like, that has nothing to do with what we just watched. We just saw a bunch of other games, and somehow we're still talking about Hollow Knight for an Xbox showcase and Nintendo Direct. It's like, it was just always a part of the conversation. And I think that only happens because they didn't fucking say anything for so long.
It was killer. With that being said, is your plan Hollow Knight? Because right now, I had to lay out all my cards publicly to say what's up with me gaming. Because my plan right now is Metal Gear Solid Delta, Hollow Knight. There's a game in here, Connor,
Lost Soul Aside,
that I don't want to get lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
Called Lost Soul Aside.
I would rather play Lost Soul Aside than MGS, but I think that I can still fit in MGS because it's 10 hours long.
It's really going to come down to how long is this Lost Soul Aside game?
My guess is like 20 hours.
Yeah.
15? I would like it not to be that long, though. Yeah. It's an action game. Like, I kind of want to get in, get out, get that experience, kind of like Stellar Blade.
Yeah, I could easily see that. I kind of want it to be... if they can go and make a 15-hour bang and action game, that would be perfect just for my timetable. I'm not saying that like maybe that's the ideal situation for Lost Soul side, but also just that would make it a very unique action game.
It's also not a foregone conclusion. If this game comes out and doesn't review the best, like I'll probably prioritize MGS instead, and then get to Lost Soul maybe later down the line. I would still be interested in the game no matter what.
Yeah, I'm waving the white flag on Lost Soul for me.
Yeah,
at this point.
And Hell Is Us is like the week of Hollow Knight, right?
Hell Is Us is the release date of Hollow Knight, dude.
Damn, like that sucks.
Tough toodles to Hell Is Us, dude. Like that's so tough to go.
You just hit him with the tough toodles.
I'll take more skate cards. This podcast, I told you, is gonna be a fun one. Yeah, I think that like that's extremely tough to be releasing in a 3-day radius of this game.
Yeah,
let alone a week radius.
It's a little indie game, and we're talking about it.
It's
eradicating everything around it. That's so wild.
This is a nuclear bomb of a video game, Connor.
That's crazy.
And everything else. It's not the wasteland that gets created from GTA 6, where we're talking a month and a half, 2 months plus minus on GTA 6. But it is like, yeah, like I think that this is going to be a week. And also, once again, Jason Schreier's tweeting. Jason did amazing journalistic work for this game. They're not sending out codes, so the press is going to be playing it with the fans, which I think is obviously amazing and cool. And I'm shocked it doesn't happen for more games. But like that means that the conversation, we aren't going to get a Metacritic score until 5 days in, 6 days in. And as those scores start popping up, that conversation is just going to continue on and on, because you're going to go to IGN's page and it's going to be top 10 boss fights. It's going to be for us talking about it. Hey, what's the current, where are you at in this game right now for that first what we've been playing?
How long do you think this game is? The original is like 25, 30 hours.
Well, and that's more mainlined.
I did not take 30 hours when I played this on stream.
I think that you took 24. I think it was 8 weeks of streaming for you.
I'm just that good at this game.
Dude, hell yeah. But I think my guess is, let's just say Hollow Knight's 30 hours for people that don't like. There's people that like get lost in the sauce and play this game for 50, 60 hours. So let's.
There's also like the DLC and all the side content. Yeah,
I think that this is a 40-hour game. 40 hours full credits.
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
And that's a massive ass Metroidvania. That is a fucking huge
it's a big
video
indie game.
Yeah,
just in general.
True. And so this is going to dominate for at least 2 weeks, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And my question is, honestly. Borderlands 4, September 12th, comes out 8 days after, is the #1 headline on IGN, VGC, GameSpot. Is it a Borderlands 4 score, or is it still a Hollow Knight conversation? Because the way that GTA 6 is going to work is the #1 headline for those sites, I assume, is going to be 3 weeks straight of GTA 5 or GTA 6 being headlines. For me, I wouldn't be shocked if we're 8 days in and it is, here's your 10 secrets, because there's not media able to go and publish something day one for 10 secrets about Hollow Knight.
I'm just saying Borderlands 4 is a pretty big deal.
It's fucking massive.
So
yeah,
I would imagine they can kind of coexist.
I agree. I'm just curious. This is one of those fun ones where we get to nerd out and just have a fun conversation.
I would like to be playing Hollow Knight actively and then hop into Borderlands 4 and play those 2 games in tandem. They're so different that it would be scratching 2 completely different itches.
I'm just saying there is a non-zero chance that we stream Borderlands 4 on release day with you, me, and Brady. Yeah. And maybe it's a 4-player co-op game mainly. Maybe we get Matt in there or someone else that we can ring up and go and boom. Have them on stream, hang out, have a fun time.
I feel like I want that exact game right now, Borderlands. Like I feel like I reset on my want to play Borderlands every like 5-6 years, and it's good to have one kind of coming at the right time.
Yeah, I also think coming off of the Battlefield 6 beta, I did one part of my week was creating some Twitch clips, as I do, and for the clip channel over on TikTok, you should check that out. And of course, I pulled the Battlefield 6 clip of me just going berserk with a big old smile on my face as I'm pulling it.
I want to play more Battlefield 6
so here's the thing. That multiplayer, you, me, Discord call, late night type of vibe that we got for just a taste of Battlefield 6, I think Borderlands is going to satiate that for a little bit.
I want to shoot some shit.
Hell yeah. I think that's all we can say about Hollow Knight. We're both immensely excited.
Yeah.
It's going to be reviewed by us when we're able to do a review. It's going to take some time, most likely. We're not going to rush it. Here's my last question. As of right now, from the trailer we got to see, is there a world that this is not in the Game of the Year conversation at the end of the year?
No.
Yeah. And guess what? I'm going to say it now. It has a chance to beat Expedition 33.
I wouldn't say that yet. I need to see
I'm saying it has a
what changes they've made, how they've really kind of pushed this formula forward. If it's just Hollow Knight again, I think it could let people down a little bit,
totally.
but I'm not assuming that that's the case.
For me, just seeing some of those boss fights and the designs of like how spectacular I expect this to be, and seeing Hornet's movement and everything.
That's the big thing. I love the way Hornet moves.
Yeah, like I'm like, oh fuck, dude, this could be awesome. And so here's what I'm saying. In the same way, I think that not a lot of video games can beat Expedition 33 in the past 10 years. Like, it is a handful of games that have that shot. There's a chance that we look at Hollow Knight as one of the best indie games of all time, the same way that we look, or Silksong, in the same way that we look at Hollow Knight as right now. And if it's taking multiple steps forward, 40 boss fights, like that number alone, it seems wild to me with its design.
Is there anything else for the rest of the year that could beat Expedition?
Hades 2.
I don't think that. I was gonna say Metroid Prime 4.
No, that can't.
I don't even think either of those games.
I think if Metroid Prime comes out right now, it doesn't. We're gonna talk about Metroid Prime later in this show. Like, there's so much. It's a hefty CGNC, so we're gonna move on from all night here in a moment. But I think that right now it is truly the only thing that could top it. And I also think that for you and me and our game taste, it's like, man, it's not going to compare to some of the bangers from last year, but also just the understanding of like, what a fucking year in video games, man. Like, getting this game out does amplify it a whole bunch. Headline: Gamescom Opening Night Live 2025. Everything announced. This is from Adam Bankhurst, Rachel Weber, Tom Phillips, and a couple other writers at IGN. Quote: Gamescom Opening Night Live 2025 was filled with big reveals, trailers, gameplay, and even a wonderful musical performance based on Claire Obscure Expedition 33. However, there were so many announcements that it can be hard to keep track of. To help ensure you don't miss a thing, this roundup has gathered all the biggest moments from Gamescom 2025 in one place. From Call of Duty Black Ops 7 to Hollow Knight Silksong to Black Myth Zong Koi to Resident Evil Requiem to Outer Worlds 2 and many more. End quote. Once again, great writer from IGN. If you have questions on everything that was released, go check that one out. But I reacted to this. Do you have any thoughts with Gamescom this year? Did you like this showcase?
I thought it was a step in the right direction, or another good step for Gamescom after a really solid year last year. I thought that it had some solid announcements in there with Black Myth and Batman specifically. I think that Batman announcement is actually really fucking great.
People are all about the bat. Like,
they literally looked at Rocksteady and said, fine, we'll do it ourselves. And just made an Arkham game, but like pulling from like all of Batman history, like with the movies and everything. I think it looks really great. Yeah. And it has like the same combat of Arkham and everything, and the open world traversal.
I like the onomatopoeia too, with the punches being like whack and everything. It's great.
It looks great. And then you have like big AAA stuff like Black Ops and The Outer Worlds 2 and Ghost Legends, Resident Evil Requiem, another look at that. And then just the stuff that I've seen from Gamescom of like the coverage and everything, it really does kind of feel like we're moving towards E3 with this thing. And I really am excited about that. You're getting announcements from teams outside of like the main show too, with Silksong getting like a separate thing. I could see other developers be like following suit there and being like, we could not even be in the show and we could just have a Gamescom announcement surrounding that, which I think is cool as well. I think that they did a solid job. When it comes to my rating for the presentation, I would still give it like a 6.5. I compare all presentations based off of all presentations, not how does this compare to other Gamescom presentations. I think that's a little bit unfair. I just compare it to E3 of the past and state of plays and Xbox showcases and SGF. This was better than SGF, totally, in my opinion. And it had those two major announcements. Ghost of Tsushima or Ghost of Yotei Legends, I think, is another major PlayStation announcement, which is cool. I think that. Is it better than last year? I'm not really sure. I think it was paced better.
For sure.
But it was a lot of updates from stuff that I didn't think really needed updates. Like, I don't need to see more of The Outer Worlds 2. Is that a big game that is coming out? Sure. But, like, did I get anything out of that trailer? Not really.
Same with Ninja Gaiden 4. Like, that was a total,
and Ghost.
Yeah. Well, Ghost, we got Legends.
Yes.
Out of it. That's
the
thing.
Ghost of Yotei trailer, I was like,
totally. I basically agree with everything you just said. Where it's like, there's a reason we're not going to go announcement by announcement. There's not a ton to talk about here when it comes to the news aspect of it. More so, the conversation is, what is Gamescom going to be? we've had conversations being like, shit, like next year, one of us probably got to get out there. Just like the amount of demos that are happening, the amount of coverage that is happening.
Play a lot of stuff there.
There is so much happening, especially, I mean, like some of these Capcom demos that we got to preview early are now playable. Just like you can go and do that right now if you were out there in Cologne, Germany, right? So like, there's so much to be had, and Gamescom is killing it, and I like that it's making that step in holding a space. I also think that it's nice that the expectations for what Gamescom is still low. I agree with that 6.5 score, maybe even around the 6. Like, it was okay to very okay. Like, I was not bored. Normally, I good for me means it's a good showcase. Okay means I was not bored, and I saw a lot of cool games. And so I'm around that 6.65 also. For Gamescom, I think it might be the best Gamescom ever, which would make it like a 9 out of 10 Gamescom, right? But like, I agree, 6.5-ish on showcase and everything. A lot of fun games, but also like cool that they got a musical performance in there that made a lot of people cry. That's always fun. Like, I like that they're taking some artistic swings with it. But
we all got baited by the Control 2, the fake Control 2 trailer that ended up just being a Gamescom ad.
By the way, well, I said it during the reaction. It needs to be on everyone's bingo card that Control 2 is at TGA's this year.
Why?
Like, I'm just saying, it's about that time, isn't it?
No, I mean, next up for them is Max Payne.
Oh, really?
That's why I was really confused. I was like, no way, this is Control 2.
They're working on them at Tandem, though. In Tandem.
No, they are in full-fledged development on
Max Payne.
Max Payne. I think they're deep in development, probably. And I think recently they said they were in pre-production or just started full production on Control 2. So technically they are in tandem, but they're very much at different stages.
Okay, cool. But yeah.
As I understand it from what I remember. That might not be factually correct.
But yeah, I'm stoked. Can't wait for whenever that does happen. Can't wait for the Game Awards, too. I think that there's a lot of meat left on the bone for the Game Awards at this point.
Yeah.
And a big thing, there is still so many question marks with 2026 and this winter. Like, we don't know shit about November and December.
Yeah.
We're gonna shoot a fall preview literally tonight, and it was funny like pulling dates and be like, oh shit.
I think developers are more and more holding their cards close to their chest and just waiting to know that they are 100% confident in that release date. And that's why we're in these situations we are now, where I think we're gonna get a state of play in September and there's gonna be games in there that are of note that are coming out this year.
Lumines.
Yeah, I think that there's games that we don't know about.
Yeah, that's true too.
That we get the announcement and they're coming out in November or December. And I think that can be stated for a Nintendo Direct that we hope to be getting in September that hopefully will have the release date for Metroid Prime 4 and potentially other games.
They're also really good with especially Directs being like, this is for the winter time, like with and beyond, but like the focus is winter when it comes to the September Direct. So I wouldn't be shocked if that's where we get the Splatoon, not DLC, but like this Splatoon Raiders date, and we get the Metroid Prime date and some of those other things. We're gonna talk Kirby here in a moment, but like there's so much happening with those two presentations that we expect literally to happen in the next few weeks that will help fill out this year. But as of right now, I felt like Gamescom, it really is one of those, like, if your game's coming out in October and November, especially, Gamescom is a great place to go and put up a trailer, especially for some of the titles that we know about but we don't have release dates. Thinking a mixtape, thinking a Marvel Cosmic Invasion, like stuff like that, and we didn't get those. And so I'm curious to see if they get pushed to next year or if they still land this year but just find a home getting a trailer in one of those places.
I do feel like Jeff is in a weird position having SGF and Gamescom so close to each other. I wonder how he delineates what's going where.
I think that he wants SGF to be the bigger one. And I think that at this point, it might make sense, though, for some of the teams to be like, you said, let's hold our October release game for a August announcement 2 months compared to our October game for a June announcement, just so we can make sure that we have that date locked and loaded, good to go. With that being said, I feel like every single time that Jeff touches the stage, he gets a PlayStation announcement at this point. Like, you get something from those teams, whether it's a Death Stranding 2 minutes random freaking trailer from Kojima, or it is a Ghost Legends thing, or it's The Last of Us Remastered Part 7. Like, he's always going to get something from PlayStation.
I am so glad I didn't watch that Death Stranding 2 trailer at SGF. That was just like a complete spoiler.
It really was. Man, what Death Stranding 2? I've gone like back to my thought process on Death Stranding 2. I really like that video game.
I wish I had time to like just grind out deliveries and be in that world more.
I don't know if it's my game of the year. I'm
Okay.
struggling with that right now.
What would you put over it?
Expedition. Yeah.
I think Bonanza is better than both of them. So
Yeah, so you're chilling. You are in a good spot with Goaty. Apparently, Hollow Knight's going to knock our teeth in like 2 weeks or whatever. But until that time, literally I lost sleep it's last night, and it's midnight. And I'm like, damn, what am I going to have in my number one at the end of this year? It's going to be an exciting time for Goaty season for sure. Headline: Sony announces PlayStation 5 price raises for the US. This is Tom Phillips at IGN. Quote: Sony has announced $50 price raises for the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5 Digital Edition, and PlayStation 5 Pro that will go into effect within the US tomorrow, August 21st. The base PS5 with disc drive will rise in cost by $50 to $549.99, while the PS5 Digital Edition will similarly cost $50 more at $499.99. The Pro, meanwhile, will rise $50 to $749.99. Quote: Similar to many global businesses, we continue to navigate a challenging economic environment, end quote. Isabella Tomatis, Sony Interactive Entertainment's vice president, global marketing, said in a short statement shared today, quote: as a result, we've made the difficult decision to increase the recommended retail price for PlayStation 5 consoles in the United States starting on August 21st, end quote. Connor, get a Switch 2 now. I think that's the headline of this, really. This is one of those that, like, we kind of saw coming.
There's only so many ways you can slice this. We've already done this whole conversation for Switch One, for Xbox. It sucks. That's really just the gist of it. And we had been saying for a while that if you're interested in a PS5 Pro or a PS5, it's probably never going to be cheaper. And you're right about Switch 2, that like they are probably holding the line right now for that as long as they possibly can before raising the price. I think probably next year.
Yeah, year one. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
They're trying to say, early adopters, thank you so much for going and believing in this and picking this one up. And we are really trying our best to hold it at that $500 bundle.
That's why you see just the Switch 1 getting raised in price. And I imagine that's taking off the pressure for Switch 2 for at least a little bit of time for them to be like, okay, we'll make some money here so we don't have to raise the price of the new console. But eventually they're going to have to fold on that.
But even then, like, it's $100 difference now between Switch 1 and Switch 2. How much pressure is that putting on the consumer to go and just buy Switch 2 instead?
Right.
Put down the extra $100, get the new thing. And so if that's the case, I don't know where Switch 1 sales are going to be at for the next few months. That thing will continue to sell forever. Like, I genuinely believe that there's people that still want to go and pick up a Switch 1 every holiday season. It's going to sell a couple more million units. That's just how that works. It just prints money. With that being said, I think that by the time we are in February of next year and they announce a new Zelda, or they announce a new Mario, or they announce something that can go and just be a little bit of sugar in the
soften the blow,
the slap in the face that's about to go and come down. It's going to be $50 more to own a Switch 2 here in a few months. I would not be shocked at that at all.
I also wouldn't be shocked if this isn't the end for PlayStation and Xbox with the price raises. I can see this getting worse, like inflation, tariffs. There's a lot of factors here that are causing these issues that seem outside of their control. And I can only imagine that it might get even worse. So
Xbox went up to 600, right? They went up a full 100. And so
for the base unit.
For the base unit. And so
for the Series X,
for $50 here, it almost feels like
cheaper.
It also feels like, I wouldn't be shocked if they, in 3 years, as this console is walking itself out the door, it doesn't go back to 500. I will say they did recently have a sale with PlayStations to be a little bit cheaper. I could see them having sales on Black Friday for $500 consoles.
I think that if you haven't picked up one of these consoles yet and you're interested, I would start kind of scoping out those sales, looking for those moments when this is potentially going to drop down and springing then. But I think it's just going to be a waiting game for a lot of people.
And then Pokemon Legends bundle that's happening apparently for Legends E through A. I think that's probably the last chance.
Sell gangbusters.
That's going to sell hand over fist.
Shit.
That's going to sell Goofy.
Oh my God.
Connor, that's the extreme Goofy movie of sales right there, dude. It's going to be wild. But I generally think that, like, it is, and we said this before, and we said it multiple times, but just a reminder, it's not going to get cheaper.
Yeah.
And
the days of consoles going down in price like 3-4 years into their life cycle, I think those are just over now.
The easy answer is, hey, there's inflation and things are getting more and more expensive, and they need to get more and more expensive for the consoles. It's not a good answer. It's not an answer that makes anyone happy, but that's what they're basically saying. And if that's the case, then we are never going to get them going down unless it is a sale or unless it has been 2 generations sort of deal. Like maybe when the Switch 3 comes out, we will have a $300 Switch back on the market. That's what it feels like right now. Absolutely brutal stuff. Moving along. Headline, Kirby Air Riders Nintendo Direct, everything announced. This is Michael Kripe at IGN. Quote, the Kirby Air Riders Nintendo Direct has come to an end after 45 minutes of fresh gameplay details and release date information from director Masahiro Sakurai himself. After months without any major updates on Kirby Air Rides, today's presentation delivered a smorgasbord of new information, including a first look at gameplay, updated mechanics, and yes, a release date of November 20th, 2025 for Nintendo Switch 2. Not one moment of the broadcast was wasted, with Sakurai filling every second with either confirmation of a new or returning mechanic. End quote. Connor, what a way to go and enjoy a Tuesday morning sitting down with Sakurai.
It was a bit much. 45 minutes is a long direct. I don't think they needed to explain the thing and then be like, okay, we're going to do a full race now. And then explain city trial and be like, let's do a full city trial now. Connor, it was a lot.
I will say it was definitively a lot.
Yeah.
I now know what Kirby Air Riders is, though.
Yeah. You did need to sell that to people. I don't think a lot of people know what this game is.
I did not know what it was before. I am not excited about this game. I'm kind of excited. I'm excited. I'm excited in the way that we talk about. We might give that a stream or 2. This is not on my radar in the same way though as Mario Kart World obviously was. It is not on my radar in the same way as even Pokemon or Metroid Prime 4 is for this holiday season. But I'm curious to see where you land with this one because you were saying
you're not sold after the direct.
After the direct.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about this game in the same way that I'm excited about Lost Soul Side right now, where it's like, if I have the time and it gets good reviews, count me the fuck in. And there's charm here, but a $70 Kirby Air Riders? I
think you're getting more content out of this, though, than you are Mario Kart World.
Really?
Yeah.
We're talking about 7 Grand Prix, 7 knockout tours, open world, battle mode, a great online
city trial with a bunch of different endings. You have the main races. I don't know, man.
Well, my thing with the city trial is my main issue with it is the $7 price tag. If this is a $40, $50 type of title, I understand that was never going to be the case. But for what it is, where it is, yeah, you get through city trials and it is a minigame. How many times until that minigame gets stale? Once again, I'm coming from this as someone that has not ever played Kirby Air Ride. Also,
I played a little bit of Kirby Air Ride.
And I watched this 45-minute presentation. I can listen to Sakurai talk about video games all day. Straight up. 45 minutes was long. It was a great way to enjoy my morning coffee, hang out with our chat, have a great time. Shout out to everyone that was rocking with me for, the 3rd morning stream this week. It was a great time. It was also Gamescom later that day. Great way to start the day. But, when it comes to Kirby Air Riders, it's all right. It's okay.
I'm excited to get into it. I think that the idea of a racing game with fighting game sensibilities, because it's Sakurai, and you can see that in a lot of the visuals, and you see when you're slashing into somebody, you get that smash, the red screen,
the animation
around it. It's what the fuck is that? It's really cool to see.
Smash. The amount of Smash Bros that are in this game is redonkulous. It's wild.
So it's apparently simple to pick up. And play it's one button.
It's two buttons. It used to be one.
But it looks like there's a lot to dig into just from a technical standpoint of you have your basic races, but you also have the ability to slash into people and how people are going to min-max city trial and getting certain power-ups and prioritizing some over the others. I think is exciting. And the differentiators at the end with the different
game modes.
The different mini games or whatever. I think it looks highly replayable, highly chaotic, very fun, and I'm excited to give it a go. Do I think this is going to be my favorite game of the year? No. Do I think it's guaranteed that I'm going to like it more than Mario Kart World? Also no, but I think it's a nice change of pace. I do think it's a weird game to put out now. It very much feels like Nintendo was all right, Sakurai.
Whatever you want.
We've been making you play or make Smash Bros for years and years, decades and decades. We'll throw you a bone. You can make something different, and then please make us a Smash Bros right after this. And it does not line up well with to go out alongside Mario Kart, but they were like, just get it out the fucking door so we can get on to Smash Bros.
I say this all the time. We say this all the time on this show. This is why this show exists. It's to talk about the business aspects sometimes of video games. And the amount of times that you and I say, blank check this person, whatever the fuck it takes, like bring this person back and make sure that they make that next game, make that next step. We say it all the time. Sakurai is one of those creators.
Yeah.
One of the greatest to ever do it. Let him make his fun Kirby Air Riders game. My prediction for this is it is below an 82 on Metacritic.
How do you think it sells?
It's Nintendo. It's going to sell well no matter
I think
what.
it'll sell well.
Yeah.
But my prediction is something like a Luigi's Mansion 3, like an 11 million units sold, like a success by most developer standards. But I don't think it's going to get up there with the big dogs for Nintendo.
Kirby Forgotten Land is what I'm looking up.
And I think that it probably lands at an 84 on Metacritic.
Kirby's at 7.5 million for Forgotten Land. I think it lands around there. Maybe 6 to 8 million.
You also have less of an install base. With
that's the
as
big
many
part
consoles,
of it. I think that Kirby isn't going to sell. Like, is Luigi a bigger IP than Kirby?
I have no idea why that game sold so well.
I don't either. But once again, I think player base is a big part of it, where it's like when you have 100 million out there, 10% isn't a crazy thing. Still, a lot of people pick that up, but it's not.
They're on a
crazy.
similar path, though. You have Luigi's Mansion. I would say that's a cult classic on the GameCube, and then it kind of trucks along and then sells really well on the Switch, and then it's kind of similar here. Kirby Air Ride, cult classic, trucks along, and then we're finally getting a sequel. I don't know. They feel similar in my head.
I'm gonna guess sells 8.5 million. I'll go on the high end of what I think, and I'll toss out a 77 Metacritic score.
Really? Well, you said 82 5 seconds ago.
I said on the high end in 82.
Okay,
but, like I'm thinking that this is, and that's Nintendo boost too. I really think that this game's gonna be fun, have a lot of charm. The issue is going to be that replayability, and that's what you need in a racing game. Is when we're all hanging out, are we going to be choosing Kirby Air Riders? That is kind of how I look at Mario Kart World as a video game. And when I was taking that review into account, is are we going to be playing Mario Kart World in 10 years? And are we going to love playing Mario Kart World in 10 years? And like that is what that game is all about. It's not about just a weekend or two of fun. Am I going to have the content necessary to have a great time with this game year after year? And I believe so with Mario Kart World. I think that we are going to have such a fun time on Co-op 64 Day 2026 playing Kirby Air Riders. We're going to have a blast.
I don't even. Can you play it couch?
I think so,
split
yeah.
screen?
Yeah, I believe so.
I don't think you can.
I believe that was part of the
8-player
direct.
local. Or 4-player
interesting.
local, you have to have multiple switches.
We'll still make that happen. We'll bring the Switches over. But you know what I'm
I think
saying?
it's going to be super fun to play online. 16 people.
a good time.
Absolute fucking chaos, dude. That's going to be a ton of fun. I do like that there's only 6 people for basic races. I think that kind of keeps the chaos manageable.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of out of control in Mario Kart with the 24.
Oh, 100%. I'm going to bring in this news story now because it goes well with Kirby.
Yeah.
And that we haven't really necessarily talked about November 20th yet with that story. Headline, Metroid Prime 4 has been rated by the ESRB. This is Jordan Miller at VGC. Quote, while the listing has yet to appear on the ESRB website, the Nintendo eShop store listing for the game has been updated. Until this week, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond has appeared with an RP for rating pending symbol alongside any marketing materials. Now, the same materials have been updated to reflect what appears to be its final T for teen. Final rating T for teen. While rating news is rarely an indicator of an exact release date, it does suggest that we are likely to hear news about the game soon. End quote. So let's bring this in. November 20th was a great call for Kirby. I think that's going to line up well. It's going to be a great way to go and have the moments where people are Black Friday shopping, getting a Switch too, and they go and say, hey, let's get this new game that's also coming out and be part of the new hotness. I like Kirby, whatever. The game looks adorable. When is Metroid Prime 4 coming out now that we have this information?
Do we agree that we're going to get a direct in September that will give us the date for Metroid Prime?
I agree.
So it's September or December, do you think? Or do you think it could slot in alongside Pokemon and Kirby in their respective months?
I think that this game comes out early November.
I'm going to say late September. Do you want to bet on it?
Yeah, I'll donut bet.
Okay.
I'll donut bet.
Well, we could both be wrong. It could come out in October or December then.
Okay, I thought I was just taking not September. There's not a chance in hell this game comes out in September, buddy. We might get the direct September 30th.
I want to believe, Nick. I want this video game so badly.
I know.
I'm loving playing Yakuza 0 on my Switch 2 right now. I just love this console. I want more Nintendo magic. I need a banger on this console, and that is what Metroid Prime 4 is. I have to hope that it's sooner rather than later because I don't want to wait for Pokemon in late October to get more Nintendo magic.
And also, like we're gonna do our fall preview, and that's the fall preview is gonna be basically me and Connor just scheduling if we're playing games or not.
Yeah.
Like it's just gonna be running
and
down.
it's also Pokemon, which isn't like my
it's
bag.
not your bag.
But
It's
I
not my
want
bag
to play
either.
Nintendo games on my Nintendo console. So
Same.
especially early on, this is what I did with the Switch 1, where I just kind of lapped everything up, and I was like, I'll play fucking Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I played it for 10 hours, and I was like, I don't think I like this very much. I don't know if I like this. I really didn't give it a fair shake. But yeah, like I'll play Pokemon just because it is a Nintendo first-party IP, and it's on Switch 2.
Is this going to be another one of those moments where you swipe the card, you get all excited, and you just never get to it, though?
No, I will play Pokemon at least for 10 hours.
Yeah, I think so, too.
And I also think it looks great. Like, I like the direction they're going in, specifically with battles, where it looks like you're running around and it's real time. I dreamed of that my entire life.
I know. The other part is, we've talked about it. I think you might have said it on a show or a podcast or a stream or something. You don't plan on playing Outer Worlds 2 for review. And so
what is October then?
So for October,
Yote?
it's Yote, it's Keeper from
which I think is 7 hours,
10 hours, and then it's Ninja Gaiden 4. Which is another one of those. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. But I can play
that alongside.
It's also the question of, do we get codes for any of those games, and like how does that release date work in the line? I wouldn't be shocked if the back half of your October leading into November is just you playing Pokemon and getting a review ready for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited about Pokemon. But getting back to Metroid, like I think that Kirby Air Riders, especially with what that is, it doesn't necessarily hold up the entire month by itself.
Is there any other major game coming out in
Hyrule
November?
Warriors.
No, November just in general.
Yes, I can pull up the sheet right now.
I'm just saying that.
Well, there's things like Call of Duty.
Okay, I'm saying it's a really good time for Kirby to come out, just because I think hardcore gamers who are looking for just something, they don't play COD or whatever, are just looking for something to play, might be turning to Kirby Air Riders.
Connor, November right now for our previews: COD, Kirby Air Riders, and Unbeatable, the cool looking indie game that Whirlpool Matt in our Discord told us about. So like, yeah, I could easily see that be a slam dunk. All right, we got a couple stories left. We're going to fly through these last two. Xbox reveals ROG Ally X handheld release date, but not price due to, quote, macroeconomic conditions, end quote. This is Charles Hart at Game Informer. Shout out Charles. Quote, Xbox provided the latter today, announcing that its upcoming handheld line, the ROG Xbox Ally and Ally X, will hit store shelves on October 16th, just 2 months from now. However, while the release date is clear, we don't know how much either product will cost. In a roundtable interview with IGN, Asus Senior Vice President Sean Yen said, quote, I think we need more time to figure the macroeconomic impact to pricing, and that's why we will be sharing more later in September and October, end quote. Because the prices aren't yet live, neither are pre-orders, end quote. You got to put a price on this thing. We're 2 months out.
It's too volatile. It's the same thing with the PlayStation 5. It's
I know.
Conversations around tariffs and inflation.
But I feel like the thing that can be done right now is sort of what the Switch 2 had the moment of. We know that things could be priced a certain way. Price it, especially for a premium product like this, price it on the higher end of what it is, and just make sure you don't jump it up. That's what I would say. If I'm releasing the console right now, I don't want to release the console and then 6 months later have to increase it. So I'm just going to increase it. That's what we assumed was happening with the Switch in the first place.
Or you just come out with the price and never increase it, and you're just pricing it appropriately to meet the potential tariffs.
That's what I'm saying. Like you have to be prepared for it being
But I'm.
It's so tough.
Yeah.
Because, and once again, this is one of those, like, we want these things to be as cheap as humanly possible. We want video games in the hands of the consumers as much as humanly possible. We want games to be $60 at $70 for a premium, and we want consoles to be on the cheap end. That's what every fucking gamer wants. With that being said, right now, I don't want to read headlines of just increase due to marketing conditions. And this thing's coming out in 2 months.
So you want them to charge a really high price?
I don't know about really high. I just don't know.
I think that they're probably sitting there like, we could sell this for X amount and raise it later down the line and kind of look good out the gates.
Yeah.
If we can hold out for 6 months,
That's true.
then it's fine to do a price jump later. But if they're sitting there like, we're going to put it out at this price and then we're going to have to jump the price in a month or two, it's like, that's a problem.
I get that, especially right now. It seems like everyone is looking at just marketing conditions and tariffs and the way that is a very volatile situation on the ways that goes up and down seemingly every other week. And so, yeah, I understand why this is happening. It sucks.
There's a lot of factors.
I will also toss out the fact that the ROG Ally X, there was rumors of that being a $1,000 product. And I got a lot of B's in marketing classes, a couple A's. But I know for a fact that there's a reason why there's that $9.99 type of price on things and not an even 1,000. Because mentally, when you see that 1,000, you go, "Ooh, that's gonna suck." You see $9.99, you're like, "That's under 4 figures, baby." We're chilling, and it does matter. And so I think that they're gonna try their best to hold out to make sure that both of these products are under that $1,000 mark, even if it is $999. And I think that that's going to be the end result. I do think that this product comes out on the high end at a basically $1,000, and then I think on the other one it's going to be $700 to $800 for the ROG Ally version of it, and not the Ally X. But do you have any interest in this? Like we've talked about the fact that this is just not really for us in the first place.
Not really. Maybe like secondhand later down the line. If I wasn't interested in the Steam Deck or the ROG Ally, I don't know why I would be interested in the Xbox Ally X or whatever.
I will say I did see the Xbox app bar drop down on one of these things. And I was like, man, that UI is so clean, dude. I love the Xbox UI and the way it all works together. But it is the thing of, would I like to go and have one of these? Yes. I think that, especially with the way that I'm learning that we travel pretty often. Travel feels like something that is going to happen every now and then. And plus the trips that I take to things like Shaky Knees and stuff like that, I will always be bringing my Switch 2 just every which way.
Enjoying playing in handheld, though? You usually don't like that.
I normally don't. But Donkey Kong Bonanza kind of illuminated some of the facts about myself.
This thing in so much fun. Dude. The screen is so nice. The buttons are so big. I don't know. I have my big handheld with the Switch 2, and I got my small handheld, more portable handheld with the Vita / the 3DS DS. I've been getting a lot of games for that recently, and I want to be utilizing that more. So I got all the bases covered. I don't need another big handheld. But to
for
lug
me,
around.
It's not to play a Hollow Knight. It is to play Forza Horizon. It is to play those major games that I want on the go. And like right now, I told you about this. I've been craving playing Hi-Fi Rush. I just want to boot that game up. I want to find a couple hours. But right now, I'm trying to find 3 hours to play Lies of P, 10 hours to play Hollow Knight, and I'm losing my freaking mind.
Give it 6 months. That's coming to Switch 2, for sure.
Yeah, it could. But then again, we know the way that apparently Elden Ring's running on Switch 2 right now, where it is like, are these
I
things...
think Hi-Fi Rush is going to run fine in comparison to Elden Ring. Apparently, Elden Ring doesn't run well on the Steam Deck or the Ally either.
True. So it is also an optimization thing that it seems
I imagine
like it's
it's not going to run great on the Ally X either. Yeah.
But I will say, though, I just... Let me play some Forza. Speaking of Forza, headline, Forza Horizon 6 location leaked by car import company. Fans believe, this is Tom Phillips at IGN. Quote, fans believe they've worked out the setting of Forza Horizon 6 based on a teasing social media post from a car import company connected to the game. In a now deleted Instagram post, vehicle import firm Colt and Classics shared an image purporting to show a Forza Horizon staff member digitally scanning a car for use in the series' next game. The post went on to state that the staff member had traveled to its premise in Australia to scan a series of key models, which are unusual to find outside of Japan. And it's because of this, as well as a post subsequent removal, that fans believe Japan is Forza Horizon 6 setting. Japan has ranked highly among the most requested locations for Forza Horizon 6, following previous series entries set in Australia, Mexico, and the UK. Xbox boss Phil Spencer recently confirmed the next Forza game would arrive in 2026, and this is widely expected to be a new Forza Horizon game. End quote. Connor, can I just yap a little bit?
Go for it. Can I get in here real fast first?
I'll let you in here, and then I can close out this episode.
Stoked. That sounds awesome. All right, go.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah. I have been waiting for this in a way that I did not realize. We talk about all the exciting games that are coming out in the next couple of years, and the remake comes to mind, Kingdom Hearts 4, like some of these sequels that are so just exciting, and you can't wait to see what these teams do next. Like, when are we getting Wolverine? When's the next time we're seeing that? Halo from Xbox, Gears. I didn't realize how excited I would be for a new Forza game. And then the second this came out, and the mind of being like, dude, this would be sick to have in Japan. And I obviously think of like a cityscape like Tokyo, but just like the gorgeous landscape of Japan and how crazy that can go and be, and how beautiful that's going to be. I'm stoked. Like, I didn't realize it, but it's the same exact emotion I have with those other games, and it's because Forza Horizon 5 is just one of those comfort games, and it's a super fun game to put 30 minutes into and finish out a podcast I was listening to earlier that day. And so I can't wait for this. I'm stoked. I hope it's Japan. I feel like this is a little bit of a reach when it comes to this. Post got deleted. And it's this car company, and it's we're taking a photo in Australia, but it's a car that's a Japanese car. It's like,
I also wouldn't be shocked though that if it was in Japan.
Yeah. So I'm just along for the ride. I'm excited for the hype. Do you think that Forza Horizon 6 is coming out next year?
I guess. I don't know how they're pulling it off with Playground making Fable at the same time. I guess they're splitting development on both of those games, or they gave it to somebody else. Or well, you also have Turn 10 probably helping on Forza Horizon 6 as well.
Hell yeah. I can't wait for Forza Horizon 6. But we will probably talk about that more on another podcast. Thank you so much for joining us for another amazing episode of the Casual Gaming News Conversation. And we, at the end of every single podcast we do here at Co-op 64, shout out our amazing Patreon members.
Remember that if you sign up at the Dearly Beloved tier, you get your name read in the month after you sign up. So we will update this
September 1st.
Next podcast? Two podcasts
from now for the show. But yeah.
We've had a lot of Dearly Beloved members recently, so I don't want them to be like, where's my name?
Once again, shout out. Thank you so much for the support over on Patreon. It's been absolutely amazing in the month of August. We are like literally humbled by the amount of support that has happened thus far this month. Thank you to amazing members like Trace Hurd,
Crumbly L,
Sir Shellis,
Lumus,
Gracie,
Chuzar,
MG Dunbar,
Mr. Munchies,
Farmer Spud,
Rocket Tater,
Nofi,
Swampy Bits,
Jaxie T,
Tristan C,
Sconesy C,
Strachan 1978,
Dinkelberg rules,
Centuru,
Hook'em Horns,
Go Nash,
Da Scooby,
Neutral Sphere,
Easton C,
Stooby Dooby,
We Nuke This Kingdom,
Crispy,
DJ Zach B,
Uli,
Jacob D,
Big Mac,
Metal Nate,
The Patty Cake,
Bear, Pog,
Cowboy Jesus,
Yogi,
Damn,
Holden M,
Colin C,
Brack,
Voodoo,
Milky Sins. Also, shout out to Milky Sins for the amazing care package that they sent to the PO box.
This Sora guy on the set from Milky Sins. Thank you so much.
Shout out Milky Sins. Thank you so much.
And thanks for the nice letter. That was really sweet.
Milky Sins.
Dr. Pookie Bear,
Alex the Golden,
Andrew H,
Master Diz,
Bad Fella,
Only One Rufus,
Drifter X1, Skirt,
J Matt B3,
Goops,
Ali Benali,
and Kingdom Hearts Sucks.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode. We will see you in the next one. Peace out.